Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here. We are back with another video, and now in this video, guys, we're going to be discussing my favorite NFL team. That is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. Now, people's mock draft. I did my own mock draft. That link will be down in the description down below. A lot of mock drafts have the Atlanta Falcons selecting a quarterback or a defensive player, Micah Parsons. But what I think is actually going to happen is I think the Falcons are with that number 4 pick. There are a lot of teams that could possibly want to trade up and get a quarterback. You got the Detroit Lions, who are going to be losing Matthew Stafford. San Francisco could be looking for a new quarterback. Minnesota could be looking for a new quarterback. Washington definitely could be looking for a new quarterback. Hey, even our division rivals in the Carolina Panthers could be looking for a new quarterback, and possibly even the Dallas Cowboys. So I just named 5 teams at least that could be looking to trade up in the quarterback situation that could possibly acquire the Atlanta Falcons pick if they really want to drop go backwards. Because if they want to trade backwards, they can get a lot more picks, and plus then they would be able to select a defensive option, whether it's cornerback, whether it's defensive tackle, whether it's linebacker, because that's around the position where most of those defensive guys are going to be taking place. But in today's video, we will be discussing the quarterback situation for the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to be taking at the three guys I think I would really want the Atlanta Falcons to consider as their next quarterback. Obviously, one of them is going to be a favorite for me because I'm a Florida Gator, and there's some Florida Gators bias in here. And Trey Lance, I don't really feel like Trey Lance really fits the system because the way the coach Arthur Smith is the coach, he had a veteran quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. He never really had an opportunity to get like a young quarterback in the system, but now he'll be able to have the opportunity to have a young quarterback sit behind Matt Ryan, learn from Matt Ryan, and move on into the years. But let's take a look at the quarterbacks that the Atlanta Falcons could draft at that number 4 pick. So starting off, we're going to start off with actually Zach Wilson, the quarterback for BYU. We're going to be taking a look at his college stats for each of the 3 quarterbacks that I have here. And starting off with Zach Wilson, like I said before, Zach Wilson's first season for BYU was 2018. He had 120 completions for 182 attempts. He threw 1,578 yards. He had 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and he started 7 games, and he played 9 games. So out of the 9 games, he started 7. But 2018, I mean, that was his what? He's a junior now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a junior going into the NFL draft. So in your freshman year, that's not really that bad. But BYU's conference isn't really that good. So it's that good. I mean, he's gone up every year because in 2019 he had 199 completions for 319 attempts. He threw 2,382 for he threw for 3,382 yards. He had 11 touchdowns, so 1 less touchdown than his freshman season, but he had 9 picks, which is not really good. He played 9 games and started all 9 games as a starting quarterback, but 9 picks compared to your first season where he threw 3 interceptions, not really good. And I can honestly say, imagine that 2019 season had been better with the picks and touchdowns, and BYU would play better. He'd probably be the second best quarterback. Yeah, he'd probably be the second best quarterback going number 2 overall, and he could possibly go number 2 overall to the New York Jets. 2020, the year that just passed, Zach Wilson had 247 completions for 336 attempts, so a better average completions to attempts rating. He threw for 3,692 yards. He had 33 touchdowns, so he almost tripled what he had. No, he did triple what he had. 11 times 3, well, yeah. Alright, what I'm trying to say basically is that he went off this season. He basically had a Joe Burrow type season from 2019, and he threw 3 picks again, but going from 3 to 9 to 3 is pretty good. And of course, he played 12 games and started 12 games, but that is Zach Wilson's stats. So let's move on into the next quarterback that I'm going to be talking about, Justin Fields. Justin Fields, obviously, this is for Ohio State because obviously he transferred from Georgia, and the 2 years that he did actually start for the Ohio State Buckeyes, 2019, his record was 13-1. He threw for 3,273 yards. He had 41 touchdowns, 3 picks. pretty good season, very good season for Ohio State. And Ohio State, you know, it's a top 5 team in the I was about to say in the college football conferences. They're a top 5 team in the whole of the conferences. But in 2020, obviously the Ohio State Buckeyes played less. Probably I'd say about half the games that they played in 2019. Yeah, literally about half the games they played in 2019. And in 2020, he was 7-1, obviously losing the national championship game to Alabama. He threw for 2,100 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 6 picks. So I feel like even if the season had like the regular amount of games for the Big Ten conference, he would have threw a lot more picks than he did in 2019 season, and he probably would have thrown, I'd say, probably about the same number of touchdowns, because in 2019 he played 14 games, and in 2020 he played 8 games, so that's 6 games. And if he had continued on with this, he probably would have had some similar stats to the 2019 season, besides the interceptions, which he threw 6 interceptions, which is pretty bad, considering you threw 3 in your first season for Ohio State. But that's why Justin Fields is going to be a major player when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons pick at number 4. And this would be a shocker, but this would only happen, I think, if the Falcons actually traded back in this situation, which is why I put him in here. I don't really consider Matt Jones to be a target for the Atlanta quarterback, because Matt Jones is going to fit in a different system than the Atlanta Falcons system. So I feel like Matt Jones could possibly even go to New England because of that Bill Belichick and, you know, like Nick Saban relationship that's there. So the final quarterback we're going to be talking about today is going to be Kyle Trask of the Florida Gators. Kyle Trask, his 2019 season, he had 237 completions for 354 attempts. He threw for 2,941 yards, 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and out of the 12 games that he played, he started 10 of them. This was Kyle Trask's first season as a Florida Gator, so this is why he had these kind of stats. So 10 out of 12 games is really, really good. Obviously, he came into the game after Felipe Franks got injured, and thankfully he became the quarterback for the Florida Gators because he took us to another level that Felipe Franks would never been able to, because Felipe Franks, after he transferred, downhill. He's entering a draft. He's probably going to be at least a 7-round pick, 6-round pick, compared to Kyle Trask, who's going to be at least a 1st or 2nd round pick. But in 2020, Kyle Trask had 301 completions, 437 attempts, 4,283 yards, 43 touchdowns, which led in college football, the most touchdowns in the college football season for 2020. 8 interceptions, and most of those interceptions came in one game, and that was the bowl game. Against Oklahoma in that game. And I was watching that game, and I see Kyle Trask throw 3 picks in the first half. I was like, This is not the Kyle Trask that I saw during the whole season. Why is he throwing so many picks? He ended up throwing, 4 or 5 picks tonight? He ended up throwing 4 or 5 picks in that game? That's just crazy. But he started 12 games and played 12 games. Obviously, and played 12 games. But those are the 3 quarterbacks I really honestly consider to be targets for the Atlanta Falcons at number 4 pick. If you guys want my honest opinion on who I really think is going to be that pick, if the Falcons end up keeping that number 4 pick, like I said, if it's between Justin Fields and Zach Wilson with that number 4 pick, or the Falcons possibly trade down, then most likely I would want Kyle Trask to be there and the Falcons to draft Kyle Trask for the future. But this is based off if the Falcons keep the number 4 pick. If the Falcons keep the number 4 pick between Justin Fields and Zach Wilson, based off these stats and based off of how things are going, the quarterback I would want to be an Atlanta Falcon for the foreseeable future is Justin Fields. And I give you one major reason why, besides these stats. He's from Georgia. So homegrown talent in the Atlanta Falcons system would be absolutely amazing. He would learn from a great quarterback like Matt Ryan. And who knows, in a couple of seasons, he would be out there slinging the ball to Julio Jones, possibly if Julio Jones stays. And his definite number 1 target would be Calvin Ridley, and let's not forget, we would also have Russell Gage still there. We would have Zacchaeus still there, and most likely we would probably at least draft a tight end, possibly even next year in the NFL draft, or possibly in the 2021 free agency. So that's why I think Justin Fields is going to be the pick at number 4 for the Atlanta Falcons. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please just smash the like button. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later with another video that will probably be coming out tomorrow. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later.